Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bang the Drum podcast, the 3K edition. Thank you guys. We worked hard on getting the title. We were ready for the title. Bam, 3K. Then we had to change the title back. I kid, we're glad. We're happy for it. Thanks for the follows. We're growing. Training camp, again, we're going to be talking about training camp. We're going to do the West, NFC West, AFC West, but more importantly, Bengals camp open today. We're on a Wednesday here. We got stuff to talk about. Real football. Stevie Z, welcome to the show, my friend.
What's up, my man? How are you doing?
I'm great. Warm weather, no rain for a change.
Yes, man. It was
Pool's filled with algae, but I think I got it under control. Outside of that,
yeah, you gotta watch that. It can take off on
just bam.
Yeah,
It's fine. Girls didn't tell me something the day before. Boom.
Yeah,
but that's all right.
Yeah.
Pouring it up.
Looking forward to today. Training camp's getting started. We actually got football to talk about. Actual physical football's being thrown on a football field. Practice or not, it's going to be fun.
That's right. So I came in with enthusiasm as always. You did better than I thought you were going to. I asked him before the show, you ready to go? You going to throw some energy in? I'll try. That's what we've been dealing with here. I'll try. I'll do my best. Let's go. It's real. It's football season, baby. It is time. I can remember, like I said this before, you go back through like Facebook memories where you posted videos or whatever else. It's me posting football videos for years this time of year. And I think it's just wired in me. I'm not actually thinking I need to do it this time of year. It's just like, you feel it a little bit. Feel the end of July. Bam, football season, right? We're here. I mean, we got a game coming soon, Hall of Fame game, right? So,
Yep.
Again, we're up to 3,000 followers. BTD Podcast Bengals on YouTube. We're all over the place. And the cool thing is, collectively, we're over 500,000 views. 500,000 views on videos, podcasts, highlights, all combined. So
I apologize to everyone that's had to look at that face 500,000 times. That's
a lot of them are videos, highlight videos. I'm not on it. Football videos.
Thank God.
Yeah, that would be great, though. We're growing, so we like it. We want to grow. We're going to stay the same, right, Steve?
Yep.
I'm going to be cool, smoke a cigar, suave, debonair, intelligent, articulate, and you're going to be you, the opposite of all that, right?
Nope. I'm going to be the opposite of you, which is way
what
cooler. Way cooler.
She's got Bengals garb on today. I thought we were wearing BTD shirts all the time. What happened there? Got to do laundry?
Training camp. I wanted training camp.
That's fair. That's a fair point. So, yeah, lot to talk about there. We're going to hit it right now. Real football, real talk. We're ready to go. Some NFL news. Will Levis kind of makes you wonder there. I bet I don't want to say that for sure, but it appears like he knew that shoulder injury was there for a while. I'll wait till now. Boom, season over. Goes quietly. Doesn't sit the bench all year. Seems a little fishy. Your thoughts on Will Levis?
It's fishy, but man, you're screwing with your own profession there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like waiting and then taking a year, kind of out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's fishy, but boy, if he did it on purpose,
I don't know.
That's a chance. That's a chance.
It is. I think, that urgency, you think way back when, Jordan's contention with Pippen, there's been many, many others, Shaq included. He did the same thing, where they waited till right at the beginning of the season, didn't want to play the first part, and had their surgeries. That's not a competitor, right? And I don't know that happened with Levis, but you've seen it happen before. The thing with him, though, he's so talented, like raw talent, somebody will give him a shot this time next year. And he might have got traded during the year even. Same with Kirk Cousins, right? I mean, he might get traded this year. So Terry McLaurin didn't show. He's out, holdout. So some drama around. Honey Badger retired.
Yes,
Honey Badger.
Seen that.
He hasn't been really a high-level player in a while, but at one point, man, that guy was something, especially at LSU. And in his early years in the NFL, heck of a player all over the place, right? Didn't really have the size that, ideal size, but, man, he was scrappy. Kind of reminded me of Bob Sanders, probably a little more athletic than what Sanders was. Way back with the Colts, right? Very good safety. Micah Parsons doing the same. So the dramas are out there. So now it's official. Training camp's open. The holdouts are actually holding out. They weren't holding out before. People said that. They weren't. Today, they're holdouts. Shemar Stewart's not under contract, but he's still a holdout. They can't really do anything to him, in terms of fines or anything. But the clock is ticking. Doesn't look good. I don't like it. Trey can get fined as of right now. Will they? They will at some point. Who knows? We'll talk about some ownership comments there, but I don't know if you saw this or not. Mims commented they're careful anymore. Used to be they weren't as careful, right? Now they're all. It's more of the union's always been there, but they're one big bunch of consolidated group of players anymore, right? They're not going to say something about another player unless it's competitive. They're not really going to talk about anybody on their team. They're always cautious, Joe included. They're all cautious of that. But Mims came out and he danced around a little bit, but said he knows what it's like to miss time. Those camp practices matter. I hope he gets things fixed and gets back in, right? So he danced around it, but he didn't dance around the importance of those reps and what's missing there. So Trey's out. Shemar's out. I saw some quotes with Schefter and all them idiots, but if he's not there, how bad's the defense going to be? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. We agree. I mean, that's obvious. Who couldn't say that? Put me on air to say that. Yeah. If they don't have Trey Hendrickson, it's going to hurt their defense. Wow. Groundbreaking. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, where would we be without you?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I just don't know what we could do without you. So it sucks. It's a bad look. We talked about it a lot last week. But Mike Brown came out. A lot of people came out talking about it.
Yep.
Mike Brown basically said, hey, we're dealing with this all the time anymore. They talked to Joe. We'll get to that in a little bit. They said, hey, every year you're dealing with this. He agreed. It does seem like it's happening more with the Bengals than other teams. What are your thoughts on this circus as it stands on Wednesday, July 23rd?
The Shemar stuff is all about the language, which is totally different than usual Bengal issues. Mm-hmm. It's usually not about that. It's usually about 100% years and guarantees. Mm-hmm. It's what it comes down to. From what I hear, the yearly average is probably pretty close to what he's at, but the guarantees ain't even close. Like, he's laughing at it. He says it's a slap in the face for the guarantees. Yeah. So, and with Shemar, it's just basically, it's ignorance. It's just plain out ignorance. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's, like I said last week, there's over 20 teams that already have this in their clause. Yep. He's just mad because he's the first one that the Bengals have done it with.
Yep.
So, I mean, eventually, you have to set the precedent with your team if you're going to add it in.
Everybody else doing it,
All contracts evolve.
Yeah. Yep.
And you've got to be able to evolve. I mean, because they evolve the other way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just like the second rounders this year, that's okay, right? Let's add more guarantees to the second rounders. So why can't they do the same?
And the Bengals have evolved in, look at the Chase contract, the Joe contract, the T contract. So they're doing things more like the rest of the league.
Yep.
They're always a little late to the party. And sometimes that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
They're late to the party on this, but at some point you got to show up at the party.
Yeah.
Shemar doesn't like it. He's comparing last year. This isn't last year, buddy. I see both sides of it, but if they bend this year, then they're going to have to bend the next year when they draft somebody. And I get it. I do get it.
Yeah, eventually someone is going to have this in their clause, and I'm telling you right now, they dug in. And if both sides have dug in, I mean, if I'm a Shemar, I'm looking for better representation for me. I just am. I don't, and this ain't the only one. Cook, that he's had multiple guys that is his guys, and they've had issues everywhere they went. And it's just not, it's just not right for the young kid to have to miss this kind of time. I mean, what's it going to be like in 4 years?
Yep.
When he goes for a second contract, you might as well forget about it. I mean, he's probably going to be a 4-year guy, and that's it. Because if they're not going to deal, and this guy's going to be this hard-headed.
Things change, right? Who knows?
Who knows? But
I think he'll. If I had to predict today, I don't like it either. If I had to bet on it today, I would bet Shemar is the one that breaks on this. That's what I'd say. Problem is, he may not do it for another week or two, and it's going to cost him.
Yep.
That's what I think will happen. And I think they'll get. Mike Brown seemed confident that they get the deal done with Trey, right? He came out and said it. I think Duke spoke on it as well, right? They seem confident it's going to happen. But he's under contract. Right? I mean,
and they keep saying that.
He's under contract. He is.
And let me say something about the fines. They're going to fine him because it's mandatory fines. But when they go back and if they get a deal done, they'll negotiate those fines being, taken out because of the new deal. You know what I mean? That's how that'll work. So
he may not miss any money.
Right. He won't miss any money, but he is going to get fined.
My thing is, distraction aside with Trey, it's different. I mean, you want him there, obviously. You want everybody there. But he doesn't have to catch up on anything. And, maybe the rest even helps him. And there is,
Nope.
It used to be, the standard was people that held out in camp got hurt. Over and over and over. There's countless examples of that.
Yep.
But then camp was way more physical.
Yep.
So they were coming in, not ready, pulling hamstrings. I think the other side is I do think they're better conditioned now in the off season.
Yep.
They don't use camp as much to get in shape.
For sure.
So I don't think that's the norm.
Plus, Zach has a fairly easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Did have. We'll see now. We'll talk about that in a second. Before we get into more ownership and Joe Burrow, let's do our Who Days. Take a little intermission, jump into Burrow's press conference, which was a good one today. Show up that beer, boy. Bye.
50 West, Main Street, Amber Ale. So, do not like this one. I will drink it, but I do not like it. So I'm going to give it a 1.5.
1.5. I'm so sorry, 50 West. Local beer getting hammered by Steve Zorns. Can you believe it?
Remember, this is my taste. It ain't going to be like this for everybody. You may, if you're an Amber Ale guy, then you probably should listen to Scott and take his word for it. Me?
Do you like any Amber Ales?
No.
Really?
No. I don't like any ale. No.
You like flavored water, essentially. That's what you like.
I mean,
Flavored water and vapes. I like it. I like Amber Ales. You don't like Sam Adams even? Like Sam Adams beer?
not really. No.
Golly, man. You're missing out.
I don't like Lion Googles. I don't,
You don't like Yingling?
I can't stand Yingling.
Really?
Yingling Light or Flight. I don't like either one of them.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have ruined all that. I might have one of our tastes. Going through them all. Hey, send us some beer. I like it. I like Amber Ale. First time I've had this one. They say this brewery. I think this is the brewery that has really good hamburgers. Everybody goes nuts over. I've not been there. 50 West. I like it. I give it a 4 out of 5. Good, tasty beer. So I'm going to like pretty much all beer until we get to IPA. So I'm smoking a Perdomo Habano. A little different today, but still Perdomo. Great cigar up there, as good as any. Near 5 for sure. Problem is I'm only smoking the good cigars. This beer I'd never tried before, so I just grabbed it while I was out. So we got a different one for the next show. We'll see what you think about that. You Softy, you got anything else you want to say about Mike Brown, Duke Tobin, the Holdouts?
I actually do. Yes.
Let's hear it.
I thought Mike was pretty candid the other day. I thought for someone who's usually really tight to the vest on how he words things, he's still pretty daggone sharp, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, he is.
You know what I mean? And he'll be 90 years old.
Yep.
And I thought the Shemar thing really caught me off, especially when he went to the whole jail time prison thing. That was pretty wild. But he did say hypothetically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he covered himself there because then he come back and said, "Do I believe this is going to happen?" No. He's caught some grief on that on X. Of course, ESPN has taken it, kind of ran with it here and there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Let me interject one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the real world for you. Sports aside, when you're signing a contract in any business world, where you're making over $1 million, not what he's making, you've got clauses like that littered in your contract
Everywhere.
Welcome to the real world.
Yep.
And they can say that kind of shit. That's what gets me with sports, where they want to get all wokey or whatever else. I'm not going to go there. But this is how the real world works. You're playing a fucking football game, dude.
Yep.
You're not getting up and doing all the other stuff. You're making money. You're off half a season. So you can't compare it to that, right? I mean, in the real world, that's how it works. Mm-hmm. This is not abnormal by any stretch. Saw what happened to CEO. They got busted on the co-play, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, their ethics clauses galore. I've signed them with ethics clauses in it. It's not that abnormal. Go ahead. Sorry.
And then on Duke, I'm not going to say he was out of line. I like that he said it. The thing of it is, when you start going back and forth with anybody, it doesn't matter. It could be me and you or this. It always seems to escalate. Mm-hmm. So just be the bigger guy here and just be like, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. Now, that's not what the media wants, and that's not what we want to hear. But when you're looking at it from his perspective, he probably should have just high-roaded it and then come out and actually physically say, yeah, I don't know why he's listening to his representation. I understand he's paying for it.
Yeah, I heard that.
You know what I mean? And then he didn't even back off of it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then I don't even understand it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, and that's like, okay. And then it wasn't like 10 minutes later, he was on ESPN, or not ESPN, but with Florio, basically saying, hey, this is bull crap. I think what he said was
Tobin said this, or Florio?
Florio, because the agent contacted Florio 10 minutes after this presser, right? Well, then once he did it, he said that he's not in the negotiations anyway. This is all above him. And
Who said that?
The agent.
It's bullshit.
So, and that's come from multiple sources, and honestly, that was James Rapine and Paul Dehner Jr. both said that. It's not me reporting; that's them reporting. I just heard.
Well,
what they
that's
said.
what the agent's saying. That doesn't mean it's true, right?
Right.
Yeah,
that's what the agent's
yeah.
saying. Yeah, but and again, that's just shots back, right?
Yeah.
And that's just where it kind
You
of
don't want it to get to that.
No, you don't.
Here's the thing about Florio. I don't dislike
It's
him.
almost
Actually,
unrepairable.
Yeah, I kind of like Florio in some ways, but here you can bet the farm on this. You watch right now, and implant this in your head from now until a year from now. Any issues with a current player, Florio is a former lawyer. He's always going to take the player's side. What? He only got $50 million. How can he only get $50 million? He should have got $50.3 million. I mean, he's always no. Even in like some shady shit, he's on the player's side.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Now, when it comes to a former player that he'll view as a competitor, which then I agree with, like Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp's a heathen, right? It's proven to be the fact. He'll go after guys like that, right? Because they're competing against him in the media.
Mm-hmm.
So the standard he has for the players and then the standard he has for the media is competing against are two different things, right? He'll hammer ESPN.
It's not a bad business model.
No, it's not.
I mean, honestly,
no, it's not.
I mean,
but he gets players to come on because of that,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the thing about, you got to understand, like, I said this before about the guy, and I respected the guy. Still do. He's passed away. And his son's one of the best in the business, Sean McDonough. Will McDonough, when I was a kid, was a legend, right? He fought a New England Patriots player in the locker room, I think he knocked him out, dude. He was just this little dude, but he fought in the streets and everything else. But the quid pro quo, or whatever it is, the agreements he had behind the scenes, you do this for me, I'll do this for you, was sickening. It all came out. So he got all this intel because he was doing shit for him.
Yeah.
And that still plays, right? So they would
Still
come
plays.
talk to him. He would talk. He was mad because Belichick or Parcells didn't tell him the truth who they're going to draft. And all these people were before, right? That doesn't.
Yeah.
That's that. And I think Florio's that way. Sorry, but I don't know. I agree with you. Like, just take the high road. Like, at the end of the day, things have changed, but I've said this before. If this is a Parcells situation or somebody like that, he would say something about Shemar like this: "Hey, kid doesn't want to play, don't play."
Yeah.
Because when he comes in here, he's going to be third string on the depth chart. Good luck. You're probably not going to see the field.
That's exactly what he'd say.
He'd say it, and he wouldn't even flinch.
No.
And they would try to tackle him. They'd go at him. He'd say, "Fuck you," because that's how it is. I'm the coach. He doesn't want to be here. He's a rookie. That's our contract. He doesn't want to sign it. Good luck.
And I think in the locker room, not the guys, but some of the coaches, I guarantee, are saying, okay, how am I going to take a guy who's going to come in late,
And it's raw already.
is raw already, have guys that's been here and practiced in the same rookies who also have the same clauses. They all signed the
Yeah, they signed the contract.
same contract, same clause. They come in, they practice, they've been there, they've been playing. All of a sudden, he's going to come in and just take their snaps away. It's going to. So if he's out a week or two, you might as well take another 10 days right there, guaranteed.
Cam Ward's
So then it'll be preseason game 1. I'm telling you,
It's weird too because it's the 17th pick, right? Like,
yeah. It's not
usually this
number
kind of stuff
top
happens
5.
with that top 5, and it's odd because you would think he just has such a big chip on his shoulder and such an edge to him and such a old school, I'm going to outwork your ass mentality to prove everybody wrong. Being drafted there, the skeptics were out there, even though he got drafted at 17, too high. I didn't feel that way. I wanted him. You would think that would drive him and want him in camp even more. I wouldn't have wanted him if I knew all this shit.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. We
that's the
might
thing
be
we've talked
incredible
about.
on this
We
one.
don't know what goes on, and they may not have known either. Honestly, I doubt that they did.
Of course, we're only picking him as a football player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't know about the behind the scenes, who his agent is. Hell, the Bengals probably didn't even know much about his agent.
They probably
you know what I mean?
And I had Cade Carlisle on the show from Black Sheep Performance. You guys probably know it. Burrow trains there. Hubbard's trained there. Several other players. Trey's been there many times. Lyle Collins, when he was coming back, was there. I was in there when he was there. I've been in there with Burrow. I've been in there with Hubbard. I've not been in there with Shemar, but Cade's met Shemar. He's been there working. Said he couldn't be a nicer guy. So it's probably the agent feeding him all this stuff. But at the end of the day, you're a grown man now, baby. This ain't college, baby. This ain't Kansas anymore. This is the real deal. You do what you got to do. I've seen players do it before. Say, okay, you're gone. I'll go get a new agent. I want on the field, right? Or you just go anyway.
He did it.
He's hurting. You're absolutely right. He's hurting himself. I don't want to make him. You don't want to overstate it because if he comes in a couple days from now, but it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good for him.
Because I think the Bengals are dug in. I don't think they're going to move off his clause.
I don't think they are either.
So if he doesn't say, okay, I'll sign it, or if he doesn't get a different agent, I don't know how this is going to work out. I really don't. I mean, I've said it a handful of times already that I thought it'd get done, but it doesn't look good, brother.
I'm going to say this a little bit cautiously. They kind of word this. Do like a Joe Burrow interview question here, how he ponders it. I do have to be careful how I say it. I'll say it this way. I've been involved in more contract negotiations than I can count, right? From what I do as a living and other stuff on the side in the past. Most people would agree with this. Attorneys come up with shit because that's what they do. And the vast majority of the time, I've argued with the guy not that long ago. I was like, come on, man. That's going to happen like once, and it's not even going to happen. Why are we fighting over this language, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll dig their heels in. And another attorney told me there's some attorneys that he knows. You could argue, look out the window, that's a tree. Well, is it? You sure that's a tree? And then 2 hours later, they're billing. He's making money off this shit too, mm-hmm. right? So it's a shame. The business of football sometimes is a little tricky, but I don't understand it. It just frustrates me as hell. But moving on, please. Joe Burrow, first day press conference, a little out of character. I thought you sent me a text message. So it's hard to find on YouTube, which is ridiculous. Bengals did not. They sometimes don't do a very good job on their YouTube stuff and other things. Hard to find it. I found it. I think it's Bengals Talker. One of them had it there live, or right after. I watched it afterwards. So a little bit different, Joe. He's still calculated. If you're ever around him, he's not that way when you talk to him. He's really not. But there he has to be. He's the face of the organization. He's cautious. He's careful how he answers it, typically. And he was today. He was slow. But some of those answers were pretty pointed. What stood out to you?
So you could tell he was aggravated from practice.
Mm-hmm.
He said in there that the defense won practice, which I think aggravated him. Because in his mind, I don't care, teammates, non-teammates, whatever, he's thinking this is the same defense, was next to last in the league last year. We come out here first practice, same guys. They got all these, I wouldn't say all, but new linebacker. You got Battle, who is in there now instead of Von Bell. You got corners that are still a little bit out of place. You got Turner. You got Cam Taylor. And from the way I understand, it wasn't even close today. It wasn't good. Because the only highlights I seen was Samaje Perine catching one like 3 yards from line of scrimmage and running like 5 yards up line. So it was like, oh wow. I know Cam Taylor made a good play on T once, knocked the ball out, knocked him on the ground, which kind of gasped a little bit, but just kind of watching his demeanor and how he was up there and how cautious he was. Like that one time, I bet he waited 10 seconds to answer. Mm-hmm. And it may have been Jay that asked the question. He just kind of tilted his head and moved it around. Boy, he thought about it a long time, and I'm like, wow. I was like, he's really watching himself today. And I thought his demeanor was, you could tell he was super aggravated.
He said something to the
first practice.
Yeah, first practice. Does it matter? He goes, yeah, it matters. And he goes, are you surprised? Here's the thing I think happened. You can read between the lines a little bit. I think Al Golden behind the scenes said, hey guys, we're going to go out here and kick their fucking ass first day of training camp. 2 months ago.
Set a tone.
We're going to come in. We're a different team. So were you surprised that they blitzed the safety up the middle in the first practice? And just like, hey, it's football. He hit it well. So the thing is, they've not seen that defense at all.
Mm-mm.
So, they're coming out. this is all new to them. The offense, I mean, you're
Yeah.
right. Defense is practice, and they're doing stuff that they're not used to seeing. I think it's great.
I do too.
I think it's great, and he's frustrated about that, and he was somewhat careful, but then he wasn't. He's talking to Trey, regularly. He said, "We don't get involved in the player stuff. It's none of them do anymore. Used to, they did. They'd say, hey, he needs to get his butt in here. They don't say that anymore." But he said it is disappointing. It is frustrating.
And it's cut through.
Yeah, it's cut through. We need the rookie piece, though. I don't know him. I don't have a relationship with him.
No.
He's not been here.
Nope.
That was a little,
Yeah.
So I liked it personally.
I do too.
And he can say it in a way where, his demeanor, he's so chill, right? His voice doesn't raise or anything else. So, but the frustration was there, and I think it was part of practice, but I think it was also part. He knew when he went into that press conference, there's going to be Trey question, Shemar questions. Why does this happen every year? Somebody asked him. Yeah. He didn't like that. I don't blame him. It was Jamar. It was T a lot, really. And he made a good point. He said something there, and I guarantee the brass didn't like it. Yeah, you just wish these deals could get done a lot sooner. He was talking about T and Chase there too, right?
Yep.
And
he said that last year.
Yep, he's right. He's right.
All it does cost them freaking money.
Yeah. Yep. Cost them money in the long run, and brand, right? Marketing, team, wins all the way across the board. So interesting day there for a first day of training camp. They're not the only team that's experiencing this right now. As I mentioned, McLaurin's a big deal in Washington. Certainly Micah, Micah is a big mouth. Parsons, right, because it's a stupid podcast. So he's spewing off a good bit, right? So Trey and them aren't that big of a distraction in that way, but him not there is a big deal, right? And he's talking about he's going to play more in preseason, which is good. And they try to trap him year in, year out with this. Like, did you have any influence on that? Did you have any influence on the morning practices? They know what I like. They know what I want to do. It's not my call, which I believe him. And how long I play, they know how much I want to play. It's not my call, right? So they're always like, that's what happens when you're the team leader, right? You're answering questions that you probably shouldn't answer. You shouldn't even be asked, right? But they're just doing their job. But so morning practices this year, if you didn't know, and his assessment of that, if you do anything fitness-wise, weightlifting makes perfect sense. You can't lift before practice. Mm-hmm. You can stretch, so now they can practice and then go get a true lifting session in. So maybe that helps as well. So helps with the heat as well. So overall, though, what are your thoughts as Joe as a whole today? And here we go. It's on. Updates every day now.
Yeah, updates
Sunday,
every day.
we plan on being there, weather permitting. Who knows what it's going to be.
Yep. I love the fact that when he goes to answer a question, and he's super articulate. So, especially with the defensive questions, right? Like they won the day. This is how it was. The safety blitz was like, hey, it's not frequent, but yes, I have seen safety blitzes, basically what he was saying on the first day of practice.
I love it.
Honestly, he may have never, but he wasn't going to come out and say, no, we never see that. Blah.
He's competitive.
He's competitive. He's not going to say that. So, I don't know. Just it was good to see him get back out on the field. See some of the tough questions that he had to answer. He answered fair. You know what I mean? Like he didn't. He answered the way Joe Burrow answers the questions. And can't wait for tomorrow.
Yep. Cody Ford at right guard.
Yep.
Knight is the linebacker opposite Logan. So I think now what happens, Al Golden's so physical with his blitzes, as we know it from Notre Dame, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Aggressive. So that's going to, I think training camp will be, barring injury and all that stuff, this will be the best training camp they've had in Joe Burrow's era, because it's going to be more competitive, because Al Golden's he doesn't care that you're Joe Burrow.
No,
he doesn't care that you're Jamar Chase. He doesn't care that you're T. Higgins. They're coming out there to win, which will make the offense better. I think that's been lacking. Luke set back. They're all friendly. This training camp won't be that way, and I think it'll make both sides better. So that's great, I think. So, like I said, we plan on being season ticket holder practice on Sunday morning, but they are giving rain. So, of course, 4 or 5 days in a row of sun finally. But I don't know what that means in terms of practice. We'll put a poncho on and see what happens. But we will have pictures, videos, who knows what, Sunday at some point on YouTube various other outlets potentially. So we're on Facebook as well. Follow us there, Bang Drum Podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and with respect to YouTube, please turn the notifications on because I don't even see my own videos sometimes on when you're looking around unless you have those notifications on. So turn those on. If you like Bengals old clips, if you like NFL old clips, and more importantly, if you like us, jump on there, listen to us, follow us,
and please
like
share.
us.
Please share,
comment, do it all, put it on. Now we'll get into. I've enjoyed doing this. I hope you have. Hope the people listening like it. We get into every conference, then we'll talk about some betting or division. We'll talk about betting odds after. We'll start in the vaunted NFC West. Bengals play the Cardinals this year, my friend. Right?
Yeah.
So the Cardinals, rough year last year. Still finished 8-9. Scrappy little team. I think Gannon's a good coach. Little eyeball. 12th in offense was surprising points per game. 15th in defense. Some changes there. Zay Jones. They drafted. Sorry, I lost his name there. Oh shit, what am I here? Harrison Jr. from last year lost his name. Ohio State. I think he'll come on big time this year. Everybody's saying that Neighbors is a clear-cut better player, and maybe he will be, maybe he won't be. But I see big time rise in his game, and you got to remember he's playing with a quarterback that struggles to throw the football. He can run around. He's fun to watch.
He is fun to watch.
Kyler Murray is very fun to watch, but question marks, with him. They added, Michael Wilson, receiver a few years ago. Paris Johnson from The Ohio State University, still there. Running back James Conner, still good. Trey McBride's a nice tight end. I don't know on offense. I kind of see the same really there. You don't see a whole lot of upgrades on that side of the ball. A lot of people projected him to take a receiver. Took Walter Nolan, who I like, defensive end in the first round. Will Johnson, corner. Cody Simon, I think he's going to be really good for him. They went Ohio State all over the place. Denzel Burke. I think their defense will be better just for more time in his system, but I think Cody Simon's going to be a nice steal for them in the fourth round. I think he's going to be a player. Burke's got talent. For Ohio State fans, you know how that is with him. They took Tomlinson from Cleveland. Old man Calais Campbell will be there. Got our boy Akeem Davis Gaither.
Yeah.
Good player. He'll get more snaps there. Good special teams player. Last year the Cardinals went a whopping 8-9, like I said. I see him in that same vicinity. I don't see big improvement there. What are your thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah, probably 8-9, 9-8. I think that they probably will be better defensively, offensively, probably the same. And if something happens to Kyler, probably maybe a little worse, right? I don't know. Like I said before. Move the chains. Keep the defense off the field. You stay on the field. You move the chains. That's one thing he can do with his feet.
Yeah,
he can get some first
Connor
downs.
can run the ball too.
Connor's a hell of a back still. He's he put his head in there and hit somebody. But yeah, I'm gonna say 9-8. I think that division will keep getting better. I think San Francisco's gonna be better. So than what they was last year.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Ironically, I watched a good bit of the Redskins, Washington Redskins, then known as. Last game of the season against the Bengals, 1988. Bengals won in overtime. They scaled that game back, and the running back, I don't remember his name now even. It wasn't one of their main guys for Washington, so I assume they had some guys out. Carried the ball like 45 times for 150 yards, something like that. 45 carries in the NFL.
Awful average.
Yeah, if I was Arizona, that's kind of how I would play. Like, Connor All-In would just be running the hell out of the ball, and he'd throw the ball every once in a while, which hurts Harrison. But the way their team's made up, I think that's the way I go. All right, we transition to the Los Angeles Rams, who made the playoffs last year. Quite frankly, man, they had the Eagles on the ropes there, didn't finish them. Played them better than probably anybody. 10-7 last year, 20th in points for, or 17th in points against, so didn't really stand out. But, I think everything now starts to Puka Nacua. What a player, man. What a steal for them in the fifth round. Just absolute steal. They had Devontae Adams, man. Their offensive line still got some question marks there, I think. A few free agents came in. Stafford's got to be at the end of he's there. He sees the end of the tunnel. Is it a train? Is it the light? It's probably the train. Kyron Williams still a solid back. Jimmy G's there now, Garoppolo. Thing about Jimmy G, man, everybody dogs him. Look at his career record.
Yeah.
When that guy's healthy, which is rare, he's a hell of a player, right? Hell of a player. big boy Puna Ford from the Chargers is there. Ty Hamilton from the Ohio State University theme there. Jared Verse, man, that kid's going to be a player. He is tough. Kind of the same team on defense for the most part, was they're solid. I think they'll get better. I think the Rams are going to, I think they're probably the team to beat in this division, honestly. They were good last year. Seattle's got some question marks. San Francisco we'll get to, but I think the Rams are going to be similar to that 10-win, maybe 11-win, but I think they win the division this year. Your thoughts?
Probably around 11 wins is what I got them. I think Stafford's got another year left in him. I think Garoppolo, if something does happen, there's a game or two that he's out. He's plenty good enough to come in and steal a couple wins somewhere. Like I said, I think that division is going to be a little bit better because San Francisco had a down year. But I say probably 11 wins with a little bit better defense. And then again, you keep looking. I mean, they still got a really young team. So you're talking about continuity. You're talking about them really starting to play together, and which started really happening last year. So they're good. They're a good, fun football team.
Yep, and I think honestly, like, this may be a little controversial. He's been out for a while, so it's hard to say it. But if he's healthy, Jimmy G, I think the Rams would be a better team with him than Stafford. Honestly, I really do. The way he manages games, his accuracy. He doesn't have the arm Stafford does by any means, but he just wins. But you can't rely on him, right? Because he will get hurt. But he's won everywhere he's been, right? I mean, Niners and everywhere else. So be interesting. But we transitioned to San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan, a rough year, as you mentioned. Points for, surprisingly, 13. Signed a big contract with Brock Purdy. Traded Debo, 29th. Points against. Injuries galore last year for the Niners. And also, man, they came up to cap hell, right? Cap hell hit them. Still got Trent Williams. Ayuk's hurt. Pearsall's always hurt. They added. There's not a whole lot of additions on offense, really. Their line's questionable, I think. You still got Kittle. McCaffrey, if he's healthy, which he probably won't be, right?
Probably won't be.
He probably won't be. They added just not a whole lot of additions on offense. Mac Jones to back up Brock Purdy. Curtis Rourke from IU had a heck of a year last year. He played most of the season, I think, on a torn ACL. Bosa's as good as it gets when he's healthy. Michael Williams from the Ohio State University, very nice draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred Collins. So they hit that defensive line because all the losses they had there.
Yeah.
I just don't think that big money to Purdy. I see the Niners. I mean, they're going to be better than they were last year, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're fighting for second probably with Seattle. Potentially, I think they win 8-9 games, and they're on the outside looking in. What once was looked at as potential dynasty because they had all these stars. Capel hit, injuries more than Capel. Debo, they signed Ayuk. Remember all the controversy about that? Then he got hurt.
Yeah.
He may not be the same player. I don't think they got the skills on the outside. Kittle's a hell of a player. And if McCaffrey's healthy, that changes everything because he is a receiver. But I think it's going to be a rough year for San Francisco. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they're going to be better than last year, which will probably make a difference in the division by a game or two. And then it comes, so you think about Purdy and what I kind of thought about him the whole time. He's a gritty player. Mm-hmm. He's not a big player, but he's gritty. He's athletic. But I always wondered, is it the Andy Dalton syndrome?
Yep.
Does he have so much talent, so many players around him? Is that why he's playing at this level? Or if you lose that talent, are you going to be back to just being an okay quarterback? And with paying that kind of money, I mean, we're going to find out.
Find out soon, I think.
Yeah, I think you're going to find out soon because they do not have the talent offensively. Not having Debo.
Nope.
And then these injuries.
And the defense not dominant.
Yeah, exactly. Getting the ball back all the time. Getting the turnovers like they got. They are well coached.
He's a good coach.
So they have a chance to win 10 games. I'm probably going 9 or 10 wins, second division.
And I do think that Purdy's style of play fits perfectly with Shanahan. I think that's why he's been so successful.
I agree with that.
So the rubber's going to meet the road here. Is Shanahan an elite coach or not? This will tell it. This will tell. As we transition on Seattle, won't you make yourself useful and give me another beer? If you want to switch to a beer that we've already tried, go for it. If you're up for it. Seattle Seahawks. Mike McDonald, in his rookie campaign, went 10-7. Kind of surprising, right? Had a good year, didn't get in. But substantial changes on this team. Substantial changes. They brought in former Ram Cooper Kupp, who's at the end. Valdez-Scantling's been all over the league. He's back. Drafted some, Gray Zabel from the D2 school, which we talked a lot about him in the draft.
Yeah.
The big move, and I got to be honest with you, Kenneth Walker is a hell of a running back. Jackson Smith and Jigba from the Ohio State University. Very good receiver. Kupp, who knows? I mean, who knows? What's he got left? But to me, I think I would have just kept Geno Smith before I'd win Sam Darnold. I know Darnold played well last year for a while in Minnesota, but I just don't see it with that guy. I really don't. We'll find out, I guess. But DeMarcus Lawrence, old-timer from the Cowboys, I don't see that really changing anything. Hankins from Ohio State, they brought him in. I love Nick Emanwari, the safety. I think he's a perfect, historically, Seattle safety and how he plays the game. Witherspoon from Illinois is a really good corner. Kobe Bryant from UC played well. Julian Love came over a year or two ago. But defensively, Leonard Williams, that was a nice trade for him, honestly. He's a good player. I just think they're a solid football team, just as they were last year. The question mark is will Darnold give them what Geno gave them? He's hurt all the time, turns the ball over historically. Didn't as much last year. I think that's a lot of that coach in Minnesota, man. He's a hell of a coach.
Yep.
I think Jalen Milroe is going to factor in at some point. They got Drew Lock. I always thought Drew Lock was going to be a good quarterback. I was wrong. He's got the arm. He's got everything, but just can't put it together. I think Milroe is going to get snaps from day one. Not as quarterback. He might be that Cordell Stewart he's doing. That dude's an athlete, man.
He's an athlete.
Freak athlete. I like the pick, third round. But I think Seattle's right around 500 as well. I think that whole division is just going to be pedestrian. They're going to beat each other up. One team, the Rams, I think will emerge, win 10, maybe 11, but I think Seattle missed the playoffs as well. Your thoughts on Seattle?
Yep. Probably I'm going to go 7 or 8 wins. What Geno didn't do was turn the ball over. And he did the little things that, like I said earlier, that help move the chains.
Yeah, he runs some, right?
You know what I mean? It was just enough to keep the defense off the field for their side, keep who they're playing on the field, and it was just enough. They played good football, team football last year. I don't know if Darnold can do it.
Complementary, situational.
Yeah, I don't know if Darnold's going to be that guy. He's a pocket passer. He's going to make mistakes. He's probably going to get hurt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 7.
7 wins for them.
7 wins.
So let's look at the odds. Surprisingly, I had not looked at them before we make this pick. I try not to. You're going to be surprised by this. Rams are favored to win the division. Plus 160. Niners plus 165. Cardinals plus 475. And the Seattle's all the way down to plus 575. So nobody else believes in them either. I'm kind of surprised by it. I thought we'd be out on a limb, but I guess we're not.
Guess we're not.
Great minds think alike, as they say. We transition to our most hated division outside of our own division.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos, one of my favorite coaches in the game, Sean Payton. He got dogged. He got ridiculed for how he handled Russell Wilson. Who was right? He was. He's a racist. He was right. Russell Wilson named starter, by the way, New York Giants. I don't know if you saw that. But he went 10-7. Bo Nix. Who said Bo Nix was going to be good? Who was that, Stevie? That'd be me.
I said it too.
Did you?
Yeah.
10-7. I don't recall that. 10th in the league in points, 3rd in defense. You're 10th and 3rd. You should be better than 10-7. Rookie quarterback. He got really. Sean Payton's always been aggressive, but the games I watched was a lot of them very conservative. In big moments, not letting a rookie beat him.
Yeah.
But I think it cost him a few games. Even the Bengals game, part of that time, they could have went for the dagger, and he kind of pulled back.
Yeah.
He
made some bad decisions in that game
sure
too,
did.
though.
He sure did. He finished just real quick. Nix threw 29 touchdowns, a rookie.
think that's
12
more than
interceptions.
Mahomes.
20.
I don't think Mahomes threw that many touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, he didn't play his first starting year, right? 93.3 rating. He's athletic. He's the thing is he came in as a by NFL terms an old man kind of, but he came in experienced.
That's why I thought he was going to be better.
Yeah.
Was because he had so much experience.
Oh yeah, he's played a lot of systems.
50, 60 games or whatever.
Yeah, they got Cortland Sutton, who's still a big time player as we know. Added Pat Bryant, receiver. Marvis Mims, we saw him. Saw those guys. Garrett Bowles still, pretty solid. Their line's pretty solid. McGlinchey, they're getting a little long on the tooth, but they're still good. Added Evan Ingram, perfect tight end for that system. Traveling still a good tight end.
He'll help them.
They got Stidham's the backup. Sam Erlanger used to play Colts, Texas. J.K. Dobbins they added the rookie who you liked a lot. I know R.J. Harvey, the little guy. Quick, was he UCF? Is that right?
Yeah.
Estime. I bet on him on how many times. I thought he was the best back on their team, and they just the games they gave him the ball, like one Kansas City game, he ran all over.
He ran far.
They got Zach Allen, DJ Jones. Jonathan Cooper's a player. Added Greenlaw if he can stay healthy, which is a big if. Sartain the second, man, big time player.
Big time player.
Huffananga, or whatever you say his name is, from San Francisco. One of my favorite safeties that was a free agent. Jody Barron from Texas, really good corner. So they added some things there. I think Denver, that division is so hard to pick. But I think Denver's at where they're at are the same as they were last year, if not better. So I think 10 to 11 wins. And I think they're going to push the Chiefs. The days of cupcakes for Mr. Mahomes, Andy Reid, and D-Bag Kelsey are over. Denver's going to hang this year, my friend.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb right now.
Go on it.
On this podcast.
Do it.
I'm going to say that the whole division finishes 10-7.
What? Couldn't jump ahead. You got to wait.
No. What my point is, I believe that Denver is going to get better. So they're all probably going to be right there. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. Yeah, the home team's probably going to have the advantage no matter where they go. So I'm gonna say 10-7. I think that's pretty much where they're going to be. But that division's we'll catch some of our teams here. But it's kind of hard to talk about one team without talking about the other because that team is going to make a difference on the record of the team we're talking about.
Yep.
So,
yep.
10-7.
10-7. I can see it, like the old AFC Central, right? It was always hard, and it still is in the AFC North. It's still hard. Like, Bengals that 88 team, they still lost in Cleveland. Right? There's still those type of games. That's what usually happen. But the West has been Cupcake City, as the East used to be and is now until New England may make a rise. But it's been Cupcake City for Kansas City. Easy going, easy ride, and you got all the bleeping calls known to man. We transitioned to one of my most hated teams in the last 5-10 years. It's just because they get every call. The thing is, as a kid, I loved the Kansas City Chiefs. Loved Cherry, the safety.
Steve DeBerg.
Loved when Schottenheimer was there. Honestly, like when Reed started there. I think Vermeil coached there once. Loved their play. Loved Christian Okoye. Albert Lewis, a lot of players like Marcus Allen, Joe Montana that year. Oh, they're so fun to watch. I'll post some videos when he came back and beat Denver. But now I just can't stand them. It's Mahomes. I can't stand Kelsey more than anybody, just a D-bag. But they went 15-2 last year. The thing that everybody seems to lose sight of, Andy Reid is a hell of a football coach. Steve Spagnuolo is a hell of a football coach. Oh, Mahomes. They were 15th in the league in points per game. 15th! And they go 15-2. Does that happen with Burrow? No chance. That's because Andy Reid's a hell of a coach, and it's because Spagnuolo's a hell of a coach. And they've done a good job. The GM, Beach, or whatever his name is, done a good job. 15-2. Beat the Texans in a game that, like we talked about a couple of shows ago, all the bad calls. Eked out one against the Bills that they should have lost, and then got their ass spanked. I led up to that because I just wanted to say it. Got their ass spanked by the Philadelphia Eagles. Drafted Josh Simmons from Ohio State. We'll see. He was hurt. Who knows? Juwan Taylor's banged up. Lost some guys on the offensive line. Creed Humphrey was a nice pick for them. They've done a better job drafting offensive line than the Bengals. In the same round, usually picks after them, better players. Develop better, drafted better, whatever you want to call it. Kind of the same old guys on offense. Not a whole lot of changes there outside of Simmons. Gardner Minshew's the backup now, along with Bailey Zappi, of all people. So offensively, I mean, are they better? Are they not? They got some, Rice is in trouble with the law still, right? The worthy kid can fly, but he's limited. Same with Hollywood Brown. They added Royals. I think offensively they're kind of the same. Yeah. They extended Karlaftis from Purdue, right? I liked him coming out as well. Added Jerry Tiller. He's an old guy. Not a whole lot of difference on defense, really. I mean, they've lost some guys. Chris Jones still a player. I think they're kind of the same old team, and I think the league, that division is catching up with them. Finally, took long enough. Guy that I liked that they drafted, I wanted him. It was Chanel, right? I liked him too. They've done a lot of guys that I liked, unfortunately. But they took that defensive tackle, Norman Lott. I think the Chiefs are kind of the same. They still might win the division. I'm going to wait till the end to pick it. But 15 wins is not in their future. Mm-hmm. I think they drop back to about 11, 12 wins, or right there with Denver. And I'll do a decider on that here in a little bit. What's your thoughts on the Kansas City? Get all the calls, get everything our way. Who cares about Taylor Swift? Chiefs.
Excuse me. Yeah, like I said, 10-7. I don't think things are going to go their way like they did last year. I think the calls might
scrutiny.
Yeah, might come back a little bit and start favoring the opponents. Patrick is a hell of a player. There's no doubt he's a hell of a player. But I mean, just look at his numbers last year.
Not good.
Not good at all. Like he wasn't even in the stratosphere.
He's had years like that. He's had games
Joe Burrow. So it's like I don't consider him the best quarterback in the league now. I consider Joe Burrow the best quarterback in football. And I think 10-7. I think defensively, I think they're still going to be pretty damn good.
He's getting long in the tooth. He's the backbone's Chris, right, Jones, for sure.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty good. Offensively, I think they'll be the same. I mean, Worthy may get a little bit better.
Kelsey's not.
No, Kelsey is not. You could tell he's lost a step. He may lose another one, and hopefully I won't even go there.
Hopefully they call push-offs on him, which they don't. He gets open the vast majority of the time with pushing off. Anybody else gets caught on it.
So 10-7.
All right, we transition. We speak about this division and something I wanted to note. You think about the coaches in this division, right? Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Pete Carroll, who I'm going to talk about here in a second with the Raiders, and Jim Harbaugh, who we don't like, but we both agree is a hell of a coach. Weird dude, quirky as fuck, dirty as hell at Michigan, hell of a football.
Hell of football.
A pro coach, especially.
Yeah.
College and. So we transition the Raiders. Rough year. I don't think you can look what happened last year. It doesn't mean anything. 29th in the league in points, 25th in points against, but this roster is a whole lot different. You look at, they drafted Thorne. They got Trey Tucker, Jacoby Myers, Tommy Millott, who I wanted, right, as a project. I don't know what he'll do this year. It's tough. To go from quarterback and running into a receiver in the NFL, year one's tough. But I think that's going to be a steal of a pick. The Beck kid, I'll not get into his whole story. You can look it up. Amazing story. Athletic as hell, second-rounder pick. Added our boy Kappa, which, who knows, maybe he bounces back. Everybody speaks fondly of him, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
They did today.
He played really bad football last year.
Geno Smith, as we talked about, I think is a huge upgrade for them, right? Geno Smith is, I don't know if he's top half of the league. He's probably close. But for what they had previously, this is a big upgrade, right? They, still got O'Connell there as a backup. And then the key addition on offense, Ashton Genty, who I think is going to be probably rookie of the year. Super, super running back. And then, in my opinion, the best tight end in the league that we begged, cried, screamed, trade up, go get him. The Bengals didn't do it. Brock Bowers was as advertised, if not better. On defense, Wilkins didn't add, what I thought he would. Added our boy Jermaine Pratt as well. Jeremy Chin, who's a physical safety. He'll help him. Eric Stokes kind of struggled a little bit. Some additions there. Didn't have a whole lot of draft picks to deal with. Corner Porter. Defensively, the mere fact is Max Crosby is a beast. The key addition for them, of everybody I just said, the biggest addition for them is Pete Carroll. Period. The energy. Patrick Gams, the defensive corner. Chip Kelly from the Ohio State University moved there. He can. We'll see what he does with that offense. I think he's a very good coordinator. I don't think he's a very good coach. I see massive improvements for the Raiders. Massive improvements. If they had the same roster and added Carroll, I would see 2 more games for him. But they upgraded their roster in a big way. I think the Raiders move up to that 8-9 win, compete for a playoff spot, might even eke in as a wild card Your thoughts on the Raiders?
Yeah. Pete Carroll is a hell of a football coach.
One of the best.
Adding Geno, still having Crosby. I think they're going to run the ball. They're for sure going to run the ball.
He's going to be a beast, dude.
Like I said, I think they're a 9 or 10 win football team. I think they're going to hang in there with that division.
Oh, they're going to compete.
Yeah, and I think they'll probably play pretty decent at home. I really do. And for some of these teams and the seasons, a lot of how good you're going to play at home. Are you going to get the ones you should at home? And there's some that they should get at home. 9, 10 wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And you think about it, like you mentioned, I think you were using Purdy, but talking about the talent around you, like he's got Genty and Bowers now, right?
Yep.
And that's big time, man. Big time. Genty's going to be a beast, I think.
Yep.
I think he'll be the impact that Bowers had on that team last year, a bad team, he's going to have that on a good team, I think. I think that guy's going to be a stud. So, transition to the LA Chargers with the cheater, the known cheater, Jim Harbaugh. A little quirkier than his brother, but whines just as much. Bam, I said it. Harbaugh's whine. You disagree?
I agree 100%.
John whines the whole game. But what he did quickly, and I knew he would, no matter what, he turned him into a physical team 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
It's not by the players. It's how he coaches, right? They went, bam, 11-6, lost in the wild card, got their ass trounced at Houston, surprisingly. 11th in points per game. First in defense, which is incredible given their roster, right? Bosa was hurt the whole time. Herbert's a hell of a player. We'll start there. But he only threw for 23 touchdowns. Really good rating, but only 227 yards. And that's just the Harbaugh effect, right?
Yeah.
They're going to play complementary football, physical football. They added Trey Harris, receiver, in the second round. Quentin Johnson's not what I thought he would be. Ladd McConkey was a hell of a player last year at receiver. Hell of a player. Slater at left tackle, still good. Bozeman. They added Becton, who the Bengals could have had right guard. Joe Walt at right tackle. He built that line. He did what he wanted to do there. Added Conklin. This is kind of a sleeper pick on their team. Rondé Gadsden, the tight end from Syracuse. I liked him coming out. They got him in the 5th round. I think he'll play. They went, I remember saying this to people on their podcast, and they're not wrong for thinking this, but I had Najee Harris. I said, I bet they take Hampton. No, they're similar. That's what he wants. He wants 2 big backs. They're just going to. So you think about the league who's built for these fast, quick teams for arena football, right? Mm-hmm. Now you play the Chargers. They're going to line up and smack you in the mouth, right?
Totally different kind of play style.
Oh, and honestly, that's what I like. Like, I don't like him as a person because I think he's shady as hell. What he does on the field, I don't think he is off the field. But his style of football, I like it. So, they added Hand. Still kind of the same old thing on defense minus Bosa, of course. Max still hanging around there. They thought he would get traded, but he didn't. Derwin James, he's not quite the player I thought he would be at this stage of his career. But he can coach. I honestly think the Chargers are going to be right there competing, too. This division, from a one-team dominant, they bring in some legendary coaches, and bam, everything changed. Welcome to what has been every year for Burrow, Mahomes. You're about to feel it.
Yeah.
It's going to be tight. I think the Chargers are going to be a little bit better than the Raiders. Slightly below Denver, I think, but they might have 3 teams in the playoffs again, and I think there's a good chance they make the playoffs. Right at 10 or 11 wins. Your thoughts?
Yep, this is my prediction. 10-7. All 4 teams, 10-7.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's going to be a mosh pit there for them. I like it. It's about time.
I mean, they are just going to beat the hell out of each other. And actually, I'm kind of looking, if there's games on and they're West games, I'm probably going to watch some of them 4 o'clock games and watch some of the late games. And it's going to be a fun division to watch. You wonder about Harbaugh. You wonder about, Carroll. It's just, it's completely different than how the Chiefs play football. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of nice.
And most of the league.
Yeah, and it's going to be kind of nice because, maybe they'll beat the hell out of the Chiefs and everybody will get injured and they'll play all their second, third strings like they did last year and the Bengals will just win it all.
And you think, I'm not saying the Bengals are an overly physical team, but that division is the Bengals division. Look how Baltimore's played them.
Yep.
Tight. The Bengals have played them tight.
Yep.
Now they've got teams like that in their division, which they didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Bengals are used to it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The
they
Chiefs
draft
aren't.
for that.
Baltimore gives them all kinds of fits, right? They eked out a couple wins against them. So the division, they still got the Chiefs at minus 115, Chargers at plus 290, the Broncos at plus 360, and nobody's giving the Raiders a chance at plus 1,200. I'll see what the playoffs looks like on that, because as you look into the playoffs, a little bit different. Like to make the playoffs, let's look at the Raiders here real quick. Sorry, the Raiders are plus 310 to make it. And to not make it, they are minus 400. So they don't think they're going to make it. So the Pete Carroll effect. Maybe we're giving too much credit. We'll find out. I think they're going to be a factor.
I do too,
for sure. The Chargers to make it are minus 136 and plus. They believe they're going to make it, and then Denver. The Denver Broncos are minus 120 to make it, plus 100 not, so they believe they're going to make it, and the Bengals are about the same. So they believe in the division too. They just don't believe in the Raiders. So going to be interesting though. I'm looking forward to that division. Kind of reminds me of growing up again. I hate to go back to that, but that team, even when teams weren't good, those four teams hated each other. It was a physical game. See, I was in the West on the NFC side, but Denver, Kansas City, and then the San Diego Chargers, man, they went at it. It was some physical football. So excited for that one. That wraps it up for the divisions outside of the North. Next week we'll hit that, or next episode we'll hit the NFC North and finish with the AFC North. That NFC North going to be interesting as well, right? That division's completely different now. So, all right, one last comment. 5 weeks from Saturday, high noon, Buckeyes, Longhorns. It's here, dude.
It's here.
So you think about that little bit of time. Preseason games in the NFL start here in a little over a week. So then you're going to have games every week, all the time. So Thursday on. And you look at that game, that's going to be a doozy, man. That Buckeyes camp, they were out at the press conference, Big Ten press conference in Las Vegas. The funny thing is, I don't know how they do that, but Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, and who else was there? Sonny was there, Styles. So you get those three players in Vegas. They're all three of them are too young to check in the hotel. So they had, can somebody come and check them in? So they had to do it. That's three of their better players.
Yeah.
Crazy. Loaded. That game's going to be a doozy.
They are loaded.
Upcoming, I just mentioned it, we'll be there Sunday. If you remember that old commercial. Hopefully it doesn't rain us out or storm us out. I'm not sure how the Bengals will handle that. If they're practicing in the rain, I guess we'll have ponchos on and be there. Right, Steve Boy?
Yep.
Sunday. Real football on a Sunday. And I think that's it. Enjoyed it. We enjoyed these training camp things. Hope you enjoyed the betting odds. We'll finish with the North next episode. Subscribe, all that stuff. Take it away, Steve Boy.
Shuffle will be playing at the Geta Fest in Newport Sunday.
That's awesome.
So when you go to training camp, you get done at noon, go get you some lunch, maybe go do a little bit of shopping. You get done shopping. Hey, what do you want to do? It's Sunday at 5:30. Well, go to the Geta Fest over to Newport on the levee and come watch Shuffle play, because we will be there from 5:30 to 9 p.m.
Till 9?
Yep.
I think about maybe we'll just hang out and I'll go to it.
Well, that'd be great.
You like Geta?
I've never been there.
You ever tried Geta? It's food, dude.
No.
You didn't know it was a food?
No, I didn't know.
What Whoa. We're not finished yet. What did you think the Geta Fest was? You didn't even look it up?
I thought they meant ghetto. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Geta. It's a type of food. It's like, what is it, sausage mixed with rice? It's pretty decent. I don't mind. I've been to that Geta Fest before. There you have it. Take it away. On that note, I've got nothing else. Go ahead.
So on your way back Sunday, and let's say you've ate all that sausage and rice and everything, if you want to drive slow, please stay to the right. We out.